Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast. This is episode 30, season 2, coming in from a very quiet building this week. My house, not PAX. I am Zombies Love Bacon. I am your host. I am joined today by Shelby.
Hello, it's me, the Shellbunny.
The Shell Bunny.
Yes.
We survived PAX. Many did not.
Somehow we didn't get COVID or a cold or anything. We just got tired.
Yeah, I got something. I don't know. I just got run the fuck down, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those who don't know, anyone who goes to PAX, which it's about 80,000 people go to PAX. Most of them get the con flu or PAX pox, if you call it.
Yep.
And I ran a poll on my Twitter with over 100 people voted. Like 7% got COVID and 20% got sick.
It's like a high amount of people.
It's a high amount of people, yeah. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that I know that tested like very late. Like they felt sick, and then after a few days, they finally got a test that gave them, the COVIDs.
Yeah, or they had false negatives on their rapids. They got PCRs, and it was, oh, okay. Well, I actually do have COVID now.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still on leave. Smart me took plenty of time off work because I literally spent the whole week just sleeping, basically. Worn out, tired, low energy, burnt out, you name it. I went 100,000%, 200,000% for PAX, and then burnt down the week afterwards.
My birthday was on Tuesday, but we were just dead for my birthday. So
And poor.
and poor, yeah, poor until payday.
PAX is expensive.
It is. All those Ubers,
Not even that, just like drinks, food, just
alcohol.
Yeah, it's just, but like people are like, oh, I can't afford a ticket, it's $170 or something for a 3-day pass. It's like, yeah, that's not the expensive part. Particularly for those who have to travel, it's the flights, the hotels, the food, the drinks, alcohol, the outfits, all the bits and pieces you end up buying and doing and whatever. It just sort of adds up. And
Not to mention if you want any sort of merch or anything from the event itself, or you go to the expo hall and you're like, I'm going to spend some money in the tabletop section. Maybe I'll buy some dice. Next minute, there goes your money.
It's big money. Like PAX is big money for Melbourne. I don't think people quite understand exactly how big of Melbourne. Like, we talked about it briefly in the PAX podcast, but it's like, there was a number of times that we'll go out, we'll go to a bar, there'll be 30 of us, and out of the 30 of us, there was maybe 5 of us from Melbourne, maybe.
Yep.
Or 5 of us from Victoria, even. Like the amount of people that traveled, had hotels, it's just bringing money to Melbourne. It's quite insane. It's the same thing as like when people argue about the Formula One, and they're like, "Oh my god, the Formula One's such a pain in the ass. Why did Melbourne have to do the Formula One?"
Because it brings in big monies.
Literally brings in millions upon millions of dollars. Like,
yeah, they get that bag,
So so that was PAX. Survived, and it was good. And I know you spent a lot of time like working on your content creation and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I have. I mean, we know, I think, I can't remember if we talked about it in the live podcast there, but after the panel of brands working with creators,
Yeah.
I was like sitting in the audience fixing my Twitter while we were sitting there. And then when I got home, I think it was like the next day after we got home, because I had 2 days off.
Yeah.
I was like doing new graphics and new everything and trying to brand everything correctly. But I think it's made a definite difference. And like my Linktree analytics are way up. Like people are actually clicking on my stuff, which is cool. And I reached 100K likes on TikTok. So yeah, trying to hit some goals.
Certainly, PAX provides that
Energy boost.
No, it's something else.
Well,
It's something else. People, they restart their streaming careers post PAX, and they do
Yes.
things. And yeah, it does all that sort of stuff. I know that we did a lot of things with TeamOCE, whatever, and like I had my TeamOCE meeting week, and first thing we got to talk about is like, okay, well, PAX is done now. What do we do?
what have we learned?
Because unfortunately, from here it's all downhill until the next PAX, because people get burnt out when they don't get results, or get they say, oh, I'm going to stream, and then it doesn't really work out, or 2 weeks later they're like, well, I really thought I'd made lifelong friends and I haven't spoken to them since PAX.
I think that's part of what people call the post-PAX blues, when people are like sad because their friends are flying out and they're going to see their friends for a while. But part of it is, oh, these people that I thought I was really connected to, like we're not really connecting online. Maybe it's just the in-person energy. I think that's part of the reason people get quite blue.
Yeah,
They don't
and
really
that's the same
think about it
thing.
that way.
Like people after post PAX, everything's better. Like everyone's on Twitter, everyone's like talking, take pictures, and
People are like, I remember that person. I'm following them now. Yeah.
then it just dies. And look,
Yes.
that's just unfortunately it's just content creation. What I'm learning now that I'm sort of getting more into it and then more into like the business side of things is the content creators who last the longest are the ones that like get the most out of it. That makes sense. It's like if the
Does
people
not
that'll be
make
like,
sense.
I don't know, the people that are like, yo, man, I've been streaming for 1 year and I've got a Logitech deal and, I'm going to stream 7 hours a day, every day. I'm going to give up my work and I'm going to be a full-time content creator. And then like 6 months later, you just don't hear from them anymore. Well, they're gone. They disappeared.
Hmm.
And then there's the people that are like, I stream 3 days a week and have for 8 years. And then you talk to them and they're like, they got their heads screwed on and everything sort of works and they know what's going on and they know everybody and everyone's cool and chill and whatever.
We see this frequently in the VTuber community. A lot of VTubers will come in, they'll post on Twitter, hey guys, look at my art. Usually it's a 2D VTuber. People will be like, wow, your art is so good. They'll follow you. You have your first streams. They'll have like 40 viewers, for all their streams.
Yeah.
4 months later, a lot of these people go, I'm graduating, which in VTuber talk means they're quitting and they're disappearing.
Yeah.
Or they straight up just go dark because they burn themselves out too fast.
It's essentially burnout. I think it's also a portion of like these days. It's not that hard to become a streamer that can stream to 5 people.
Yes.
It takes a little bit of work to get to a streamer that streams to 10 people, and then 10 to 20 is like it's work. But then it's that 20 plus, like maintaining 20 plus people's attention for long periods of time to get your analytics and stuff up. That's a fucking task. And that's where people go, well, I'm stuck here. I can't go any further.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
That's kind of where you are right now, because a lot of your streams will hit like that 20 mark.
I mean, yes and no. It's if I was doing it about the numbers, I'd do it differently. But I want to do what I enjoy, and this is my point: is that people were doing it by the numbers, and they push really hard, and they and it might look like they're taking off and whatever, but because they haven't got that work-life balance of playing games that they enjoy or having time for themselves, or et cetera, like being a streamer that streams 7 nights a week might get you some decent numbers because you'll have people that come to you because you're always online, basically. So they're like, oh, I got nothing to do. I'll go see what this guy's doing because he's always online. So pretty much what I'm saying is if you consistently stream at like a manageable time, so like you stream 3 days a week or whatever it is, play whatever games that you enjoy playing on a regular basis, that means you're going to be able to stream for months, years, consistently. People that stream 12-hour streams 7 days a week for 3 weeks and then go on hiatus for 8 weeks and then come back for a week with a new graphic and then, it's not sustainable. And what you see it a lot around, particularly around PAX, like people will be like, oh, I'm going to make my comeback after PAX. I'm like, okay, well, the fact that you are going to wait for PAX kind of a red flag in itself. And like, I'm not calling anyone out in particular, and I doubt anyone that I'm talking about, and it's not you, even listen to the podcast. But basically, there was people that are like, oh, I'm going to change all this stuff. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to change the way that I'm doing my streams, everything else. But I'll do it after PAX. And this was like 4 weeks beforehand. I'm like, why wait for PAX? What difference is PAX going to make to this thing? They're like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to feel after PAX. I'm like, okay.
If anything, most people come away from PAX feeling better to make content. So why not start early, get all your stuff sorted, and then when you're telling people to follow you, then you're all ready to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the important thing is, particularly for people that go to PAX and stuff like that, is you need to go to PAX and be yourself. And if you're a content creator or you need to do things that you are interested in and that makes you happy and that you enjoy doing. And that includes like, seeing panels or hanging around certain people or whatever, because there's no point trying to be something you're not, and you're just going to tire yourself out and do it that way. And like my point, get back to my original point, is all the people that I've been talking to and I've been enjoying and good content creators and stuff like that are majority of them been around for a long time. And like most of the panels and stuff we saw where they had, guest speakers who were content creators are ones that have been around a long time, because they've managed to figure out that life balance and consistency. So
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's one thing I struggle with at the moment is like playing things that I want to play.
because you get caught up in the what do people want to watch?
Yeah, and
I streamed today. We're recording this today on Sunday, but I finished my stream today. I'm playing No More Heroes 3 for the second time. It's the most obscure game that no one really gives a shit about.
It's absolutely bizarre and it's hard to follow.
That's the point of the game. But I don't give a fuck because it's my stream. And guess what? The 10 people that came and watched me play what I wanted to play, they're the real fucking homies, all right?
Yeah.
They're the real homies. You know what? We were playing Dragon Ball The Breakers, I think it's called. I don't even know what it's fucking called. But there was I had my audience was really good. My numbers are higher than normal, but they were there to watch the game. They weren't there to watch me.
Yes, one of the few people that was streaming it, and it was a new game.
No, not true. There was a lot of people streaming it.
Oh, I didn't check.
I was one of the few English-speaking.
Oh, there you go.
I was actually the number one English-speaking streamer for that. You know what? That game is okay. So for those who don't know, because it got pitched. This is the elevator pitch, right? Dead by Daylight with Dragon Ball Z characters. You play civilians against Dragon Ball Z enemies. All right, that's the pitch.
Yes.
And I heard that pitch. I said, okay, I'm in. This is something different. I like this.
Why not?
People were like, why the fuck would I play a person, like a normal person? Why can't I be Goku? Why don't I? And it's like, that would just be the same as the other 30-something Dragon Ball Z games, all right? There's a few out there that are a bit different. Xenoverse is a great example because Xenoverse is like you create your own character and then in true like Marvel multiverse spirit, you travel along the timeline trying to clean up the timeline of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
This is set in that same thing. So it's like you get pulled into a time rift where, shit's going down and then you have to try and basically escape, like Dead by Daylight style.
Work together.
Yeah. Game is janky as fuck. It's not even out on PlayStation 5. It's a PS4 game coming out. It costed me $20 to buy on the PSN. I saw the disc version in JB Hi-Fi for $59.
Holy shit.
For some reason, the disc version is considerably more expensive. It's not worth that. There's like 3 maps. There's three killers, heroes, whatever you want to call them, in the game so far. It has a real janky storyline and tutorial and like this big lore building thing. They missed the mark. They're like, we have to make this a Dragon Ball Z game. No. You need to make this a Dead by Daylight game with Dragon Ball Z characters. I don't have to sit through an hour of lore for Dragon Ball Z. And
you want it to be a Dead by Daylight DLC?
It doesn't have to be. No, it doesn't want to be DLC. But it's like we don't care what the lore is and we don't care what the story is. We just want to play the fucking game. You should have just given us a 2-minute tutorial. It's like press this button, do this button, you're done. Which I feel like I could make a better tutorial at this point. Now that I've played the game for 6 odd hours, it's quite good. It's actually quite enjoyable. It's quite fun. It is 7 versus 1, and it does like if you want to play Freezer or Cell or stuff like that. Like you play through all their stages and transformations and stuff like that, which is all the coolest parts of Dragon Ball. So it is actually a fun game.
I did like the character customization and like for your civilian and also
and there's like plenty of stuff to unlock and stuff like that.
The emotes and fun stuff.
You don't lock in your character customization. You can just customize it whenever the fuck you want. There's a lot of good stuff to it. It just needs to be. Unfortunately, I don't think the people that have made the game, like the developers and stuff like that, are going to polish it like they did by Daylight.
Probably not.
But it is fun, and for $20, it's probably worth it. To be honest, and like if I could find 5 friends or even just like 3 other friends that can just work together and that shit, would be unstoppable because it just becomes this chaotic mob of just people beating the crap out of each other and getting stomped on by the enemy.
Hell yeah!
It's like it just reminds me of like King Kong climbing the building with like the planes and stuff swooping around him. It's like Cell's trying to destroy our time machine. There's the 7 little NPCs trying to beat the crap out of him. I even got a trophy for trying to punch him without being powered up.
Yeah, that was awkward to see. It was quite funny.
But again, this is a game that they pitched it. There was a trailer during, I think, Games Fest or whatever, and then nothing. And then nothing. And then there was
not very much marketing. The first I heard of it was
from Bandai Namco, like, yeah, this is coming out. I'm like, I know it's coming out. I'm one of the few that are going to get it. And the amount of people that are just like, what is this game? Or like, a lot of people going, oh yeah, I saw this. I was kind of interested in this, but how does it actually work? My point is, I was interested in this game. I wanted to play it. I played it.
And you streamed it and you had fun.
and I had fun. Gave it a chance. I had fun. You know, there's other games, and like I said straight up when I started the stream, like I don't know if this is going to be good. Got backups. We'll play something else if we have to. Yeah, it's like I'm playing Gotham Knights next week. People are losing their shit on Gotham Knights at the moment.
People are excited about that.
No, they don't want to play it. They're boycotting it.
Oh, really? I thought people were excited. Why are they wanting to boycott it?
Only 30 frames.
Oh, yeah, let's boycott it. Burn it down. Okay.
People are like, nah, man, I'm not buying this fucking game. It's only 30 frames on console. It's ridiculous. Like,
30 frames is fine.
Totally fine. Honestly, it's totally fine. Not only that, but there is definitely people there that'll be like, yo, man, it's only 30 frames on my PlayStation. And they're like, well, first of all, if they've got a PlayStation 5, great. They probably don't have a TV that even runs at that resolution. You know, it's like, there are so many factors in it that will making a game look good. 30 frames is not the problem here.
Not at all.
So
and you're going to play it and you're probably going to enjoy it. Because that's your, that's you doing your thing, and maybe we'll get some people in chat being like, it's 30 frames.
It's got crazy. It's had a lot of things have changed when they announced that game. We're talking about Gotham Knights here, which is all about. I don't want. Well, they kind of spoiled the story in the trailer a little bit, but essentially it's like a post Batman world. So you got Batgirl and Nightwing and Robin, and a couple others, I think, and they're basically fighting off. Your usual kind of enemies, but the big baddie is the Court of Owls, which is a very cool concept from the Batman unit. But they've got like a different kind of co-op, so it's like it's sort of like what Far Cry does, where you can both be in the same world or whatever. But
one person's like the main character, and the other person's just there.
You both have your own progression. You're just both in the same world, but you don't have to go with each other. So we just in the world, and then if you want to go take on that side mission, you go do that side mission. It counts for you, doesn't count for me.
Can you do the missions together, or do you just get?
Or you can.
And when you do them together, do you get like cutscenes that is just for the one of you?
If you do them together, yeah. But if you don't, then you can turn up late. Like if you do the main mission without me, and then I come later, it's like, so and so's done this mission. Are you going to continue to do it? Yes, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
But
what if
it's meant to be?
How many people can play together?
I think 4.
4? Okay.
And I think the whole concept behind it, well, this is the pitch. We don't know until we play it, and the game's not out yet, so we don't really know. But the whole pitch of the idea was it's meant to feel like Gotham, and you're meant to be like your superhero, and then you're meant to run into other superheroes doing their superhero things.
Yeah.
So you might run past an alley and you'll see someone else in there beating up some bad guys. Like, oh yeah, that's cool. Huh. So it's I'm keen to see it. I'm lucky enough that I'm getting Warner Brothers have sent me a key. I've already signed all my pieces of paper.
Do you get to play it early?
Don't know. I know when the embargo is, but I don't know if I'll get it beforehand. But I'm keen, very keen. Yeah, keen to play that game. And I really like the Arkham game so much. I want to play through them again.
I've never played any of the Arkham games.
So good.
I've heard a lot of good things, and I've seen good clips and things like that. But it's just,
I'll stream them again. I'll stream.
Okay, I'll watch you stream them, Ellie. It's like we've talked about how I just have like massive knowledge gaps of certain like movies.
I really like. So it's a trilogy.
Okay.
And then there's a prequel, right? And
yes.
The first game is so well written and acted. It's Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Oh, he's the best Joker.
And the story's fantastic. Very, very well made Batman story. Anyone who's played it will just be like, yeah, it was fucking good. And it's not one of those things where it's like it's not like, it's the best way to describe it. It's not easy to make content, but it's a great game to sit home and play. Sort of like games like a lot of those PlayStation sort of single player adventure games. They're kind of hard to make content. But why? Because a lot of it is solving a puzzle, beating up bad guys over and over again. And like if you step out of the room for an hour and come back, I'll be in a total different area facing off a different enemy. And I'll be like, what happened to the other guy?
Anything that's like a linear progression repeated.
It's like a movie. But it's so anyway, so there's 3 games. The first one's like, wow, this is heavy. Like this is a great fucking story. And you get to it. Entire thing's in Arkham Prison, right?
Yeah.
Then the second one is Arkham City, I believe. So you go outside of there and then like it blows up again. It's quite add more characters and stuff like that. It's quite good. Mm-hmm. The third one's like bigger again, but they kind of misstepped because they give you the bat tank and then a third of the game is spent in a bat tank shooting people. And if you want to play a Batman game, you want to play as Batman. You don't want to play as Bat Tank.
No, not at all.
But it kind of the story's still good. Like the actual story's good. What they've done, all about Red Hood and stuff like that.
One of them has Catwoman in it.
Yeah, Catwoman's in them.
Yeah, because I've seen GIFs where people who modded the game and swapped Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah,
so Batman's just doing all Catwoman's animations. He's all sexy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Batman's sexy anyway.
He is sexy, especially when it's Robert Pattinson.
And then there's a Batman Origins, which was like, oh, we're going to keep making Batman games. And they made Batman Origins.
Yes.
Which was good, but the bosses were Dark Souls level.
Oh,
I
really?
remember I think it's Deathstroke, the red and orange guy, red, orange, and black guy. In his armor. It's like the first boss that you fight, and it's like dodge, duck, dodge, weave, punch, dodge, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm stressing the fuck out.
I can't do Dark Souls types.
It was one of the first games that I actually streamed ever.
Oh, okay. So
Ever.
It's like 10 years old?
Yeah. It's a PS3 game.
Oh, wow.
So, but yeah, it's such a good. You know what? I have it all on PS4, and I think most of them are upscaled anyway.
Better do some streams before you do the new one.
No, not before.
No.
We're talking 40, 50 hours with it.
Yeah, you can do that. Knock it out over a week, right? That's a healthy stream life balance.
Listen. I'm finishing No More Heroes 3, despite whether or not anyone cares.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to be playing Mario Rabbids Battle Kingdom.
Great.
Because then the sequel of that one also comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to be playing Gotham. And we're seeing Black Adam this week. That's a busy week.
It's a busy week. I don't have any games lined up, I guess, that I have to play next because I've covered all my games that I had to cover. So I don't know what I'll be streaming next or when I'll be streaming. I need to figure that out. But need some suggestions.
But in terms of Rocksteady is the one that made the Batman.
Yeah.
They've got Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, right? And then they did Arkham VR, PSVR, I think Oculus. Very fun little game.
Yes.
And they are currently, and have been for quite a while, with Suicide Squad.
Is that like Suicide Squad, the first one, or the second Suicide Squad?
No, it's completely standalone, based on like the comics and stuff like that. But it's called Kill the Justice League. But Suicide Squad versus the Flash is what the trailer was.
As long as Jared Leto isn't involved, I'm happy.
Jared Leto,
the
man is like 30 seconds from Mars, you know.
Yeah, I know that. But his Joker is the reason I don't watch Suicide Squad, the first movie.
But anyway, a lot of people have been hyped up for Arkham Knights, Arkham City. Fuck.
Yes.
What's it called now? Is it Arkham Knights?
Arkham Knights?
Yeah. No.
Fuck. Arkham City. We don't even know what we're talking about. Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I know things.
There was a this is best in my there was a first person shooter, like a team deathmatch game where you just played different versions of Joker. You ever see that?
I've seen I think so.
Gotham City Imposters.
That's it.
It was like stupid fun. It lasted like a week before the player base disappeared, but it was fun. Just went around as people dressed up as the Joker.
Did it rely on like online multiplayer? Like
it was just multiplayer. That was it.
Oh,
there's nothing else to it. But yeah, it was 2012.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So the people were boycotting because the game's been delayed that many times, and they're like, "Wow, man, 30 frames for a next gen console." Because it was going to come out on like PS4 and stuff, but it's not coming out. Coming next gen only, and 30 frames, which I'm totally fine with. I don't give a shit.
I mean, look, I'm used to 30 frames. I mean, that's what most Twitch streams are capped at. Yeah. So. But it doesn't really look it doesn't look jarring to my eyes.
Speaking of boycotting, anyway.
Okay.
Have you heard about the other boy band?
Which one?
Bayonetta.
Yes, boycotting Bayonetta because the voice actress who did Bayonetta 1 and 2 was massively underpaid, and they only wanted to offer her $4,000 which equates to about $25 an hour of recording time, which is like minimum wage. For her talented voice acting, of which she'd already done twice before, and it's not fair.
Yep,
I completely agree with her. I think she's been massively mistreated.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the industry norm, guys.
Yes.
But so many people are like, "Yeah, man, I want to get into voice acting. I'm going to be Nolan North." I'm like, no. There's Nolan North. What's the other one? Bloody
Matt Mercer.
No.
The guy. There's a guy, and he does all like he did like Joel from Last of Us. I can't remember his name. Anyway.
Yeah. Because
I'm sorry.
Keep talking.
No, I think we recently talked about it. If it wasn't talking to you about it, it must have been somebody else. But talking about the different the different voice actors strikes that have happened.
Troy Baker. Troy Baker and
That's his
Nolan North.
name. Yes.
Yeah.
Troy Baker's in everything. But we've talked about like voice actor strikes over the years and,
Yeah, the
how
thing is that
massively
people,
underpaid they are in anime as well.
yeah. So Nolan North and Troy Baker, they basically take up 90% of all the well-paying jobs in voice acting, right?
Yes.
To the point where I think it was Troy Baker that took over. No, it was Nolan North that took over from Peter Dinklage in Destiny, and they actually got him to re-record all Dinklage's lines and
Yeah.
removed him from being the Dinklebot, which is just a
Yeah.
fucking weird scenario anyway. And people are like, Peter Dinklage phoned it in. Peter Dinklage doesn't know what the fuck a Destiny is. All right, relax. Like, anyway,
No, he doesn't.
the point is that people are like, I want to get into voice acting, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be next Nolan North or Troy Baker. And it's like, no, you're not. Because there's so many people in there. And this is the thing. This is the sad truth. And when you read into it, is they're offering $4,000 because if they don't take it, someone else will.
Oh, 100%. There's always going to be somebody they can get that's cheaper. And we talked about this recently with there was a Crunchyroll issue. That's why we were talking about
the same, yeah.
Same thing. And I remember there was a bunch of issues where Ashley Birch, who plays Chloe in Life is Strange, and she also plays Tiny Tina from... Yep. So she was a part of the massive discussions that were happening last time, which is a few years ago. And it's quite... people noted that she's actually lost work because people don't want to work with her because she wanted to unionize.
Yep.
Which it's so wild to me that that's seen as like such a bad concept. But people really want to underpay voice actors, and I completely just don't understand why that's the case.
It's the thing is that, like, I can understand it if you're a small indie company or whatever. That's fine. But I mean, it's Bayonetta. It's got proven sales and stuff like that. Although Bayonetta's got a kind of a sketchy history with funding and publishing anyway.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those games that it just tried to off itself so many times. And the only reason why it survived is because Nintendo banked it. And that's why it ended up being like a Wii U exclusive at some point. It's like, it had some weird publishing deal. There's a whole thing. You can look it up. But it's like they're just trying to save as much money as possible. Like, it's skimping the most of it.
You also said, like...
The thing is, right, and this is the thing with the Crunchyroll stuff, is that they're paying peanuts for something that is making mega bucks. Like, it's not a question of, we don't know if this game's going to make profit or not, so we don't want to spend lots of money in it.
They know it's going to be profitable, especially like a sequel.
Yeah, like I said, Bayonetta is kind of a iffy kind of thing, but it's going to make money.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be crazy not to. It would have to be a really terrible game not to,
Yeah.
But look, this is just it's a thing that is happening a lot at the moment, and it's weird. The reason why I wanted to bring this up is because it's weird. People's like, yes, that's a problem, right?
Yeah.
And you go read the comments, and people disagree with boycotting it. So many people are like, oh, we really feel bad for you, but if we don't buy the game, then the developers suffer.
And a lot of people are just kind of... some people are just assholes in general and just be like, just get over it. Like, why does it matter? Just, you guys aren't the ones getting paid or not paid, so just get over it. But, like, you got to have some principles, about what you support, I think.
Yeah, well, they need to do something to fix the problem. I think it's more... I don't know. I think it's more around... I don't necessarily think the end user is going to be the one that can change for them.
No.
Social outcry and social media justice maybe might get it, but... Yeah. Generally speaking.
Well, you talked about as well how there's always going to be somebody who will do it cheaper or do it if they turn them down. Yeah. So the voice actor who raised the issue today was Helena Taylor. Mm-hmm. But Jennifer Hale, who has a really long voice acting history, is the one who's now stepping into the role. And people are absolutely pissed at her. But she's played characters like... she's played characters in like Mortal Kombat 11, Overwatch, For Honor, No More Heroes 3, which you've been playing. She's in that. So she's stepped in because she's going to take it even if Helena doesn't. She's probably also doing it for $4,000.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe a little bit higher. Who knows, depending on what they think she's worth. But it's just wrong.
Yeah, and look, keep in mind that there's plenty of game studios and stuff out there that will... a lot of games where, like JRPGs, for example, where they're like, there isn't an English soundtrack. It's all just Japanese. Because the English, they don't want to pay for it. They don't want to go through all this problem. And
they'll subtitle them. That's,
What they'll say is that in order to get to that level where they're going to do English voiceovers and English acting, that's an added expense that doesn't necessarily have to be there. Like it's a luxury for them. And
Yeah.
they would argue if they unionize that industry, then they're going to have zero chance of affording it. And that's what they're saying, and that's what they're doing, and that's why you get a lot of those things. And it was like quite interesting going back to Dragon Ball Breakers. It has an English soundtrack.
It does?
Yeah, we'll play listening and playing in English. You got English voices.
I wasn't even hearing the music. I was just focusing on
It's
the
not
weird
the music,
stuff.
the voices, but it's
The voices. Sorry.
You go to the settings and you can change it from Japanese to English, and they've done that. Put that in there.
Right. Okay.
They definitely did not use their English voice actors. And if anyone knows anything about Dragon Ball Z, in true fashion, it's about two guys that does about 90% of the voices in that show.
Oh, as you do in something like that.
Yeah, it's just like so they're not going to pay those to come and play in this terrible video game. They probably got a couple guys who do impersonations.
That's pretty normal for game adaptions of things. Definitely remember some sketchy voice acting in things like the old Harry Potter games, and even though some of the lines were ripped straight from the movies, there was a lot of dialogue they had to fill in, and it just never sounded right.
Yeah, I mean, so for example, that does Vegeta, who there's bugger all lines in the game anyway, but like this guy does also All Might.
He's All Might? Oh.
Right, same guy.
Oh
I actually was lucky enough to meet him at a decent anime convention.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to the premiere for one of the My Hero Academia movies there, the launching.
Right.
And he was just chilling in the area while everyone was lining up and stuff like that, and taking pictures and hanging out with everyone.
I mean, I guess that's the beauty of like being a voice actor is people don't often know what you look like, so he could probably just you can probably chill a lot more than like everyone else.
Well, this guy's like the Nolan North of anime.
Okay, never mind then.
Everyone knows what he looks like. He gets around as well. Like he goes to all the But yeah, so it's just I don't know. The whole thing's kind of but it's
still evolving. This happened today.
It's public today.
Yeah.
I think the game out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care about Bayonetta, so I'm not going to jump in.
No, I've never really seen the appeal of Bayonetta. But I know the people who are into Bayonetta, it's a big deal for them. That like anyone who likes Bayonetta is usually a huge fan, in my experience.
Yes, and it's that cult sort of following that's kept it going. But
that's the word, yeah.
But it's also, like I said, it's never made mega bucks. That's why it's always been hard to publish, and it's why Nintendo steps in and does it.
Yeah, it's scheduled for release on October 28th. Yeah,
which is, I believe, the same day as Call of Duty.
Wow. I mean, it's two very different demographics playing those games, so I think.
Maybe. I don't know. There's definitely a demographic that plays Bayonetta type perv, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, perverts play Call of Duty. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I have to really say about that. We go through topics and stuff that we haven't covered off. Let's briefly touch on, and I say briefly because every motherfucker on the internet absolutely going to town, just running a train on this topic. TwitchCon, they're fucking stupid. Sounds like the worst place in the world to be. Why would anyone ever go there by choice?
People had a really bad time, and even if you take the foam pit out of the equation, even aside from that, people just had a shit time.
From today, like, from all the coverage, today was the first day that I saw a single post where someone said, I had the best time at TwitchCon.
That's
that
crazy.
One single post out of the maybe 1,000 other posts I saw, sort of the people going, wow, TwitchCon is burning hell.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst. For those who don't know, the absolute highlight is the foam pit that isn't a pit, but just like a layer of foam blocks on the ground to help people with their gladiator
I want to know
style.
which like OH&S person cleared that, or if that even happened, because that you can see where the concrete floor is in the picture, and then you can see like a little like kiddie pool
if you
were
ledge. Standing next to it and you just toppled over, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way it was sort of explained. But people were up on podiums with gladiator sticks and knocking each other over into it. And everyone saw a foam pit and they went, shit, yeah, this is deep enough for diving. It's not. It was maybe a foot deep, and people broke their back, broke their hips, broke their legs.
Dislocated their knees, bruised their hands from touching the ground. Yeah. So Adriana sorry, I probably butchered that name, who was the person who broke their back in the pit. She's posted some updates, I think, in the last 2 days where she's actually put in footage of her in hospital using a walker, has a back brace on after surgery. There's a lot of physical therapy in her future.
Yep. It's like I said, everyone else has touched on it. If you haven't heard about this now, you've been living under a rock. Yeah, it's fucking stupid, basically.
It's very, very stupid.
And you know what? I don't think anyone's going to get sued or anything for it. I think it was just fucking stupid, the whole thing.
Yeah, and there was a lot of other stuff that came out of TwitchCon. Like there was a lot of sexual harassment going on.
There's a lot of sexual harassment going on. There was a lot
people
of
getting drugged.
People getting their drinks spiked. A lot of parties getting out of control. A lot of fucking crowd control getting out of control. A lot of security guards had opinions on everyone.
A lot of people who managed to get to talk to like the CEOs of Twitch and being like, these people are out of touch.
Well, not only that, there was people that were like fucking. They went there to get like they went there with the I'm going to tell everyone how shit Twitch is these days. Like that was their mentality when they walked in there, and they just go and they fucking fire loaded questions at the big Twitch streamers, the fucking the booths, everything else. And they go around and they're like, "Hey man, can you tell us why Twitch is so broken?" And they're like it's just loaded. And then they go and they post it and everything. It was just a shit show. No one was there. No one went hop, skip, and a jump straight into TwitchCon and said, "This is amazing. I'm in heaven." And you know, and the thing that gets me, right? And like, and this is my opinion. So go fuck yourself if you disagree. But it's on the same time as PAX, and there is a lot of creators are like, "Oh, I don't go to PAX because I have to go to TwitchCon." No, PAX is better.
PAX is like
TwitchCon in terms is of like toxic.
In terms of like participant satisfaction, PAX is so much better. And like there's been a lot of articles coming out about PAX where people are like, well, there were like big booths that were absent. You know, obviously Nintendo didn't have like a big thing and whatever.
You know how many people that I pointed that out to, and they went, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. So the thing is like, but then there's a but people are really happy to see indies having more space. People are really happy and didn't really notice because the best thing about PAX is the community, honestly. We have like a really great community of people that have really good vibes.
Yeah, and you know what? The worst bit about TwitchCon seems to be the community. The community at TwitchCon are fucking toxic. It was a miserable thing. And look, it's to the point where I don't even know why Twitch even bother. Like, just don't even do it. Like, I get it. I don't like. It's not like it's meant to be good PR. It's like it's meant to be a good pat on the back.
Well, I've seen that came out of it was bad PR.
That's what I mean. Don't bother anymore.
Break your back, get drugged. You know,
the people,
all sorts of stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I stream on Twitch, but that's not me. I'm not Twitch. But there's so many people. There's so many just shit humans on Twitch, and I feel like TwitchCon is shit human con. Honestly. There's just so much negativity and toxicity and just bullshit that comes out of that. And then to have people that like I was trying to organize stuff with, and they'd be like, "I don't know if I'm coming to PAX because I have to go to TwitchCon, and it's really important and stuff like that." And I'm like, "All right, you know what? I never want to be the sort of streamer that has to go to TwitchCon.
No,
it just doesn't seem right." And look, and people are like, "Oh, you know, it's when good place to network and stuff like that." There again bad PR coming out. Is like people that you know, they have all these big booths from all these big brands at TwitchCon, but the people working the booths are staff hired to work the booth. They're not actually industry people.
Yeah, they don't necessarily know what's going on.
They're not help to you at all. You know, if you bought a ticket to go to TwitchCon to go to the Elgato booth and fucking talk to Elgato, you're probably fucking an idiot. You know, that's not how it's going to work. Also, it's just that many people there. It's just such a stupid idea. Like there's smaller and better events to approach brands if that's what you're doing it for. And there's definitely better ways to like meet community stuff than to go to Twitch. It seems like a bad and horrible experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, look, it's just dumb. And I feel like if anyone's like choosing between a home ground advantage with PAX or flying to America to try and fit in at TwitchCon, I feel like PAX is the better. And it
has the good vibes.
Yeah, and I feel like the ANZ community, like Twitch streamers and stuff like that, there's been a drifting of apart during COVID and stuff like that, and I feel like they sort of need to start coming back together and work. You know, Australia can do good things. We got our own audience and our own content creators here like that. We don't have to go act like America to get that American audience, to get those numbers up. Come back to not streaming for the numbers, but streaming for the shit that you like.
I mean, and there's a thing as well, is if you're going to TwitchCon with the purpose of being an Australian who's there to network, those people are outside your time zone.
Not only
How
that,
often are you actually going to interact?
if you go like a great example is like Logitech. You know, Logitech America is not going to help you.
Mhm.
You
No.
need to talk to Logitech Australia, who are at PAX. They're not
Yeah,
us.
and that's actually something that was brought up, I think, in the brands panel that we're at PAX.
If you are going at that brands panel, it's very straightforward. All right,
People
if
contacting
you
the
have an
wrong local.
international
Yeah.
brand, then they don't give a shit if you're Australian.
Yep.
Simple. And particularly if you're an Australian streaming Australian times and popular in Australia, and you might be getting your 500 to 1,000 viewers, and that's fucking mint for Australia. Let's be honest. There's Americans that can do that quite easily because their audience is so much bigger. So why
Yes.
would they care if you're Australian?
Yep.
Unless they have a product that they're trying to push in Australia, or they have an Australian branch. In that case, you need to talk to that branch anyway. So anyway, it's just I never understand it. It sounds like a horrible thing. Never want to go to TwitchCon. I might go to like something like E3 or like a more industries based sort of thing. Gamescom would be cool. Paris
Yeah.
Games Week, Tokyo Game
Paris
Show,
Games Week would be cool. Tokyo Game Show would be awesome.
all that sort of stuff. They seem so much better than
Yeah.
TwitchCon in
And then at
every
that
aspect.
point, though, we would be there for the games and the industry game side of things rather than networking ourselves.
Well, if I want to meet people on Twitch, I'll just go to twitch.com.
Yeah.
.tv. Anyway, that was great. PAX was great. I was going to say, I'm just looking at the topics. I've got Crown taxi pickup. I wrote this down because basically the way that PAX works, for those who are playing at home, you wake up, you go to PAX, you see people, you talk to people, try and see booths, you see indie people, see a panel, you eat, you come out, you go to a party, like an after party. You stay there for as long as everything's free, or until you get bored, or till people leave, or until you get a better offer. And then in our case, most of the time, it was we need a quiet bar that we can just keep drinking in without getting squashed or having to wait an hour for a drink.
I get very overwhelmed in
And
some places.
the solution to that was to go to Crown Casino, because they kick out all the unruly people and the underage people and the people that are going to and there's got like 50 fucking bars in there, so it's great. So most nights we went to Crown and would drink until like 2-3 a.m. before we fuck, I need to go to PAX again tomorrow, so I better go home and sleep. And I remember we went out and if you ever try to get like a taxi or get an Uber to get out of Crown, you just come out and there's like 50 taxis and stuff there. And we're lining up and waiting for our Uber, and just the conversations and stuff, first of all. But also there was like a heap of guys in wheelchairs. Oh, that's weird. What?
Too drunk.
No, it wasn't that they were drunk. They punched each other out.
Oh.
They were fucking all bruised up and stuff, and the people that were actually taking them were security. So the security guys basically scooped them up off the ground after a punch on, put them in a wheelchair, drove them up to a fucking taxi rank, put them in a taxi and told them to fuck off.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. And not to mention the people who it's quite awkward to watch people continuously try to get into the wrong Ubers and wrong taxis that they've called on their phones. And one guy opened the door to get into a taxi, but there was a woman already sitting in the back seat. It was quite funny.
It's wild.
It was entertaining.
Crown is wild. We didn't go on the Saturday night because I was like, nah, we are good.
We did Thursday, Friday.
We're at the gala event.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, this is good and it's fine. And as people were sort of leaving, we're like, we should just go home. Saturday night at Crown is a different story. Very busy. But every other night of the week, you find a quiet corner in Crown. He's quite good.
Yeah, definitely recommend Lumia Bar for apple pie cocktails, which I'm pretty sure I spooked last podcast too. But it was very good, and I'll be thinking about those for a while.
Yeah, it was good. Last podcast was a bit rough though, because I don't know. People just don't quite think. People don't think.
No.
But to paint a picture, we were in a very, very large room full of people queuing up to go into panels in a cubicle next to a DJ booth. It wasn't just a DJ booth. They had people singing and live music and all sorts of stuff. It's not like, when I say next door, it's not like they were a meter away. We shared a wall.
Yes.
With a podcast.
I don't know, look, whoever planned that layout of that section, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I just want to talk because I just want to point some things out.
Yeah.
It was interesting, to see that set up. And people didn't know that there was recording booths there because they were kind of tucked away in the corner next to it. But when you go, hey guys, did you know there's live streaming booths here and podcast booths here? And then everyone's like, then why is the DJ here? I don't know how it just didn't occur to people that it was a bad idea, because once people knew, they were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was a mess.
Every sane-minded person.
It was a hot mess. And I don't normally that booth that we were in was normally inside.
Yes.
Previous years it's normally inside. Yeah, I don't know. It was a mess. So I know we mentioned it in the last podcast, and anyone who listened to it would know, given that I had to run it through 700 filters to try and get rid of all the background noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a mess. It was kind of disappointing because I kind of wanted to stuff it. It is what it is.
We've definitely learned some things.
For sure. It's it's definitely a learning experience. And look, and the best way I can describe it, it was a hot mess. Like trying to get my stream up wouldn't work. There was no computers there.
Having to download the drivers for the webcams because there was no webcam.
I still had fun, so it didn't matter. It's all good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a fair few people that we know either got sick or run down or had issues, stuff like that. It sucks, but this.
It is what it is. Still had a good time. PAX is still good. Still better than TwitchCon. I think that. I mean, that's a
no one broke the back.
Yep. Oh, maybe. We don't know.
I don't think so.
I didn't hear of any injuries. The only incident I can think of, not that we'll talk about it, but there was an incident with a particular person. That's the only negative thing I really had about PAX.
Yeah, and that didn't even happen at PAX. Around PAX.
Yeah, around PAX. Same thing.
But I did want to mention as well. So leading up to PAX, as I mentioned, it's the dance of going around and collecting all the stuff that you need for PAX, your battery packs, your phone charger, backpack, whatever you want to call it. And I went into the city on the Thursday, went and tied up some loose ends, up some bits and pieces, dropped off some. Part of why I was there, I was like, I'll swing through KMART, because there's Kmart in the city, and I can't even remember. Anyway, as I was walking in, there was all these. They obviously work at Kmart, but they're like in a suits and stuff like that. They were greeting people, talking, whatever.
Oh, loss prevention.
No. I believe they would be like they were greeting influencers.
Oh.
So I was like, I wonder if they're like paying someone to do like a TikTok or something. Like Kmart.
Did you get greeted because you were influencer?
No, I walked past them and I'm like, ugh. I just listening to 3 seconds of their conversation, I nearly died of cringe. Then I died of cringe when I went upstairs.
Why?
Because I went upstairs and you just hear this music blaring, and they're launching the new homeware section, and they've got cocktail drinks going, and there was hundreds of influencers up there, all making TikToks and filming pots and stuff, and like doing silly dances, and there was probably 50 Kmart stuff there as well, like smooching and
I know too
stuff.
much about the TikTok. No, not the TikTok influencer so much. I know too much about the Kmart influencer stuff.
Hang on. Let me finish, because I didn't. So I've gone upstairs, and this took up half of the fucking store. And it's not like it was closed or anything. There was still Nana going in there trying to shop in amongst the influencers, having fucking cocktail weenies and fucking drinks at 10 a.m. in the morning. And while filming stuff, there's Nana going in there with a little fucking shopping trolley trying to buy stuff, and they just had like music blaring, and everyone's like, laughing, and it's all fucking fake. And I died of cringe just listening to their conversations. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this is the same toaster that they had last time, but this time it's in like a powder blue. Last time it was like a metallic blue. I can't believe they've made this change. This is revolutionary. And they're talking to like a ring light in the middle of fucking Kmart. It's just there was 40 ring lights. All right, there were just ring lights everywhere.
Were they Kmart ring lights? So
fuck
the brand.
The amount of like dolled up fucking housewives and then bored husbands, it was level. But also it was like from housewife to man, it was like 20 to 1. So.
I used to spend a bit of time in some of the Kmart like house decorating Facebook groups because my mother put me in them. When she was like redecorating the house and whatever, she goes, look at this person's idea, and would tag me. Those sort of Facebook groups are where all of those like Kmart influencers get funneled. All of their content gets funneled into there, and people get super intense. I've seen Kmart cat fights on those pages between influencers and normal people, just fighting about like the proper use of a product, and like, stop calling this a Kmart hack when it's literally just how you use the product. That I swear this product already came out like 3 years ago. You're wrong. It's not even a new product.
Who gives a flying fuck?
Who gives a flying fuck? This is true. But there is
are
like
they
one
making
thing
money?
Yes.
How?
I think a lot of them do their own like product referrals outside of Kmart. but Kmart is like a big part of what they do. But the reason that a lot of these Kmart influencers continue to do work with Kmart in particular is because Kmart, and we've talked about like marketing and like working with brands and stuff. Kmart work with their brands really well. A lot of the times they get products directly shipped to their door that are like online exclusives or new things that are coming out.
Hang on. You do their brands is their brand. Like almost like 80% of what Kmart stocks is Kmart.
So they send all their Kmart stuff, the new stuff that comes out, to the influencers.
I mean, this the secret to Kmart. It's not a secret because anyone blind Freddy can see it. And I've seen it. Right? I've seen what I witnessed was people that were buying and selling housewares from like known houseware suppliers, like fancy la-di-da, whatever. Now, there's a great example. It was like a footrest. I called it the Donkey Kong barrel because that's what it looked like to me. Right? I looked at it and said, that's a Donkey Kong barrel for $180. Right? It's just a ceramic painted shape, whatever barrel thing. You put your feet in it. I don't know what you do with it. Sit on it, maybe. I don't give a shit. $170. Give it 3 to 6 months. Turns up identical on Kmart's shelf. $15.
Yep.
What happened there? They went. They got their designers go and they take photos of all the stuff that's hip, cool, whatever. It's the shit that's going on the block, guys. It's whatever. They go straight to China. They backwards manufacture it. They buy it directly from the supplier there, and then they just ship it straight to Kmart and cut out all the middlemen.
And then the influencers get
the same shit that's in that fucking Housewares magazine for $170. They get it for $15, and they take a picture and put it on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's a whole. That's basically what it is. It's like because a lot of these things, and I used to do a lot of buying and stuff for my old job and my old role, I should say. And a lot of the time, it's like this power board. We get it after it gets tested and marked and done by this company who buys it from this company who brought it from this factory. Or we can buy it from this guy who buys it from this factory. And guess what? It's a third of the price because it hasn't been marked up 3 times.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Kmart do. They just go around and they just backwards do it. They will buy suppliers. They will buy factories. They'll buy all that shit. And they just get it all there. You say Kmart ring light. It's probably that ring light is the same ring light you get from.
That's on AliExpress.
It's on AliExpress. I know because I have I got lighting stuff from AliExpress, and then 6 months later it's turned up in Kmart for $15.
Yeah. So Kmart is basically the king of drop shipping.
It's basically drop shipping. Yeah.
Drop shipping the store. So that's exactly what it is.
And then what they did is they hired. This is the other half of this, right? Because Kmart's success is only years old, right? Before that, Kmart was like, oh, it's Kmart. It's where poor families shop. Was basically their image for the longest time. And what happened was they went and engaged Kmart in America and took their marketing people, and their marketing people came down here and said, well, we just changed the message. We changed the way the stores look. We changed the way they're laid out. We make it so that you can get lost, essentially. Like you run into areas now, like you walk through housewares.
Oh, the aisles are like hatched over each other.
Oh, if you walk the lap, you walk through housewares. Like you run into it because that's an impulsive area.
Yeah, and it's immediately on your left as you go through the door to start at housewares as well.
But then like you think where like the candles and stuff are, you get stuck like a roadblock there.
It's almost like a dead end as well, like just around the corner from that. Yep.
So and then they put like even if you go and do all your shopping online, so you only buy the things you need, they put it in the back corner of the store, so you have to go through everything anyway, and you might end up buying something else. So they marketed the shit out of it, and then they dropped the prices essentially, but they're still making so much more because they just cut out all the little suppliers in the middle, And like we were talking about the other day, how Kmart used to be a hardware store. They have your paint mix there.
They used to have their the garden centers, which I think some of them still do, but most of them are closed now.
I don't think any of them do.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure garden shit's gone. I think Big W still do a bit of garden, but Kmart.
Yeah.
Not only that, like Kmart then because Kmart became this what's the best way to put it? It looked good, even though the prices are still cheap. They basically shot their Target model in the ground because it's the same owners that run both.
Yeah.
But Target was meant to be this lower middle class, and now Kmart's taken over that, but at lower prices. So they're like, okay, we'll shut down all the Targets and put Kmart's there instead. It's like, I don't know. It's such a weird thing to go through, and I always go back to like when I was a kid. Kmart was brown. It was awful. You'd go in, it was like tan-tiled floors, and
Depressing.
the back corner was like black shelving where you could get CDs and VHS tapes and
I
cassettes.
miss them.
And I
I
brought
miss
my
their
Nintendo
expanded
64 games
electronics.
there, and
I miss when they had
they
games.
had TVs there. Not only that, they had a diner.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, if you go to look up 90s KMART Diner Australia in Google, and it should bring up this, and
Let
it
me
looks
see.
like a 70s diner, but it was the 90s, and it's all brown and disgusting.
Let's see if it jogs any memories for me.
But it's 90s.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, that's exactly. You can see it. It's like brown and red and cafe stuff, and yeah, for the longest time. I remember like where I grew up, the Kmart there, when they closed down the diner, they didn't actually renovate or anything. They just shut down the diner and it just sat there empty for like fucking years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they did a real transformation times, but that was always for me is like Kmart was the department store for the poor people essentially.
Yeah, I'd always get taken there to get school shoes.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that was it.
Like school uniform and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting that they've come this far, and like yeah, I don't know.
And you know, everything that gets popular has influences. So
Well, it's
you
not
get
even.
you get the Kmart influences.
It didn't used to be cool. Is my point.
No,
Kmart was never cool, and then they made it cool, and now
They did.
knowing Kmart's cool makes you cool. So there's influences, but they're not making money. Like honestly, for the amount of energy that a Kmart influencer is doing, they're not making money.
You need to look into it and to see if what do they do.
Australia
affiliate
can't make
sales?
money on like fucking
Influencing.
TikTok and shit anyway.
I know. I hate that there's no creator fund.
But
for
even the
TikTok.
creator fund that people are making money on, it's not that much money.
No.
Like the money's in YouTube.
Yeah.
Or on Twitch if you've seen the latest shit that's coming out of Twitch.
Yeah. We talk about Twitch a lot.
Yeah, I don't want to go into it. Basically,
No.
Twitch is saying if you play ads on your streams, you'll make more money, and they're offering quite a lot of money.
Like if you do 6 minutes of
6 minutes
ads
of
per
ads
hour
per hour.
for 183 days or something, you get $44,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I'd do it for $44,000.
There's not a lot I wouldn't do for $44,000.
Exactly.
Honestly, and like I think if your stream knows that's why you're running the ads, your chat will just be like, "Yeah, boys, ad time, get that money."
Barjo does it.
Yeah.
And does it well. He's scheduled his ads, and you'll be watching his stream, and it'll literally say, "Ads are incoming." Will be a little voice that'll happen, and then he's like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna have ads coming up shortly." The ads just happen, and then because it knows it's happening, plan for it. Fine.
Yep.
Yeah. It's Twitch is a tweet. I think so many people are so caught up in the drama and the being it's cool to hate Twitch drama and the oh my god, I can't believe they're not giving me more money drama that they don't really look at it and go, okay, well this is how Twitch works and this is how I can make it.
I was just excited the other day. I got a payout and I immediately went and spent it.
Yeah, I mean payouts are $50 now. It used to be $150. So.
Yeah, and if you're Australian, that converts to even more money because our dollar is shit. So I got $83.
True.
Wait, 83, 93, something like that. But yeah, it was good. I'm just happy I got anything really.
Speaking of influencers, TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to talk about Karen's Diner.
Oh god, yeah. Okay. Do we want to talk about like we saw it in person yesterday, but we didn't go in?
I don't care. Honestly, I've never at any point gone, well, I wonder where Karen's Diner is or if the food's good. It's a fucking stupid idea.
We saw it on the sign because we went to the shopping centre it's at in Melbourne and we were just making jokes.
Let's add some context here. Karen's Diner is a diner where you go there and people abuse you, which there was a restaurant chain in America that's been doing it forever. I don't remember what it was, but who cares? But basically, it's gotten popular because people will go in TikTok and then film themselves getting yelled at and filming people being shitty humans at Karen's Diner, or then like taking people, not telling them what Karen's Diner is and subjecting them to the horrors and then filming it for entertainment, for clout. And then that's quickly evolved into, there's still like 50% of people that have been like, oh my God, it's Karen's Diner. Oh, they picked on me because I didn't finish my dinner. And then there's the other half is like, oh my God, I went to Karen's Diner and they were mean to me.
Yeah, so Karen's Diner, it's worth noting that they're not without rules. They're not supposed to do things like body shame you or talk about people's disabilities and things like that, like obvious stuff. There has been lots of TikTok activity of them crossing that line.
Well, you saw the guy that lost his shit.
They were making fun of him being bald.
Yeah, they said that he's losing his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
body shaming.
It's just hair.
I guess.
It's.
I do see his point though. I feel like if it's a sore point and it's somebody's body, you
Well, hang
shouldn't
on.
bring it up.
Why are you at Karen's Diner then? Honestly, if you
Well, yeah, let's-
all right, listen. As a man who was losing these hair, and I didn't even know I was losing my hair until I saw me balding on fucking the block with 2 million other people, and I'm like, well, that's fucking great. If someone comes up and goes, "Hey, man, you're losing your hair," like, yeah, I know. It's not like it's not. That's not. If I've it's not the end of the world.
Some people are more sensitive about it.
If I go into a place where their job is to insult me, and then they go, "Hey, haha, you're losing your hair," I'm like, "Haha, well done. That's a good joke."
Yeah. Look, if I wanted to be insulted while I ate dinner, I would just visit my family. So
I don't understand. First of all, I don't understand why you'd think this is a great thing. Like, who goes there and goes, "Oh my god, this is so funny." Like, if there are comedy shows, you can go to the Comics Lounge, right? And you can eat food while they crack jokes, and it'll be funny.
I loved that. That was so good.
Why are you going to Karen's? Because Karen's aren't there to be funny. They're there to be Karen's, and it's so fucking stupid. It's stupid to go there and be like, "Oh my god, it's so funny," and then film it and put it on TikTok. I mean, yes, you're trying to get the TikTok clout, but guess what? There's fucking millions of other people doing the same things, and good luck. Saturated market. But then, on top of that, when you then come out and go, "Oh my god, they were mean to me," it's like, yeah, that's why you're there, you fucking moron.
Maybe just don't go.
Just don't go. It's a stupid thing.
It's not very good. It's also, the food is apparently really bad, so it's probably not even worth it unless you like. I don't know. Yeah, the whole thing is people just wanting the TikTok videos. They go there, they film it, they post it. They film the people, and then the people working at Karen's Diner are like, "Ha, what do you think you are, an influencer? You're gonna get like 3 views." And then they post that clip of them saying that, and they get more than 3 views. It's
like going to McDonald's and then being like, "I can't believe there was children there. It's disgusting." In a family restaurant, they have children. Disgusting.
I mean, if you have like a kink for being humiliated, maybe go there. But
again, you could I'm sure you could find someone to step on you for the same price as an overpriced meal at Karen's Diner.
Yes. So I personally
no kink shaming, guys. You know, there's working girls out there. They'll step on you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll step on people for money. Why not?
There you go. Shelby was offering to step on you for money. I don't know. It's just so fucking stupid, and I hate it. And I hate that I saw it with my eyeballs, and I'm like, oh, it's there. It's gross. Now it can't be unseen. And also they put fucking like dividers and like curtains and shit up, so people can't take photos or film it from a distance. You have to go in there and be subjected to it before you can put it on TikTok.
So I found a casting
what for Karen's?
For Karen's, yeah. So that it's put on like casting calls websites.
Yeah.
And it says, "Karen's Diners entertainers. We are looking for casting front of house comedians and entertainers," which comedian is a stretch. I haven't really seen many that are very funny. For a dining experience. Required media, headshot and photo. So you got to send in your photo, then you got to like be funny and be an actor.
So like
out of work actor to
be like, okay, flip it around. You go for a serious job. Let's say Marvel's coming to Melbourne to film a Marvel movie, and they need a heap of extras, all right? And you go put your resume in as, "I've got 3 years experience as Karen's Diner." No.
Yeah, nah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
That's so... Anyway, if you live in Melbourne and you want to go to Karen's Diner, don't. Look up the Comic Lounge. They're in North Melbourne. Huge venue. Everyone's fantastic there. They're all super nice. The food's decent. The drinks are great. You can get a Birdie Beetle show bag. It's like fucking $20 to get in, like $20 for a meal. And it's good. And it's a much better experience in every way possible. And, you know, fucking just do that instead. Or if you want to go real theatrical, like, I don't even know if like Dracula's and stuff still open. Do they still do
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Last time I was there, it was a fucking ball. It was great. It was really good. No one got yelled at. There was jokes made, but no one felt bad about themselves or being there.
Or even there's the witch one.
Witches and Britches. I think that one's gone.
Witches and Britches. Oh, sad. Okay.
Don't take anything I'm saying as the facts, people. I don't know. I haven't been outside since COVID until recently. So,
Well, if you also end up at Forest Hill Shopping Centre, which is where Karen's is, you can turn around and go to the Groove Train.
Groove Train's been around forever. That's
Groove?
not news for anyone.
No, but it was nice. It was good. That's all I want to say. If you want to
You
eat
can turn around and
decent
go to
food,
Time Zone. Baby, they still have Time Zone.
oh yeah, go win some stuff with some overpriced tokens.
Honestly, though, Forest Hill is like the most underrated shopping centre that's like east of Melbourne. Everyone goes to
It's very
Eastland
busy.
or Doncaster, Shoppo, and like as much as they're all boozy and nice and whatever, fucking Forest Hill has this great thing where you just go up to the top level and there's just a heap of like play equipment for kids, arcades for kids, bowling alley for kids, and restaurants. It's just fucking easy. And our cinema.
Fun time.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I went and saw the Dragon Ball Super movie because that was the only place showing it at the time. The first one came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's fun. It's whatever. Yeah, we spent Shelby's birthday. Shelby's old now.
I'm 28 now.
And we went thrift shopping amongst other things. But
The op shops weren't that great, but we did end up at the
problem with op
Hunted.
shops is there's too many people at op shops. We need to find the op shop where everyone dumps the stuff and no one buys the stuff.
Yeah, like I think we were too in the city. Maybe.
No way, we went out of the city.
Still, it's still like
Uh,
suburbia.
Not really.
Eh.
That was
Anyway.
like, do you know we went 78 kilometers driving around yesterday.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was
had
the
to pay
passenger.
for
I was just vibing. So
But we did go to the what's it called? Hunted
Antiques
Antiques.
in Bayswater.
Bayswater, which is basically it's like
it's a huge shed.
a huge shed where people buy like a little booths and then they set up their like little garage sale market stall things.
And
There's
then they let the place sell it for them. They don't have to be there to man their booths.
Yeah. It's the same as like mill markets if you've ever been to them as well. They're just as big if not bigger. And yeah, they do a fuck ton of video games.
So many. And
I wish that they would sort them out a little bit.
it was very untidy. Even like a lot of things like as old Atari games and
jammed in there.
Sega Saturn fight sticks and stuff like that. We just ended up on the ground, like on the floor.
It's not even that though. Like one of the things is that there would have easily been 1,000 PlayStation 3 games there, right?
More, yeah, easy.
Yeah, they're not priced to sell. Like
No.
they're basically whatever the eBay price is. It's either the same or maybe $5 cheaper, maybe on most of them. Which is great if you don't buy off eBay and you just need to buy some games or whatever. And they're still pretty cheap, especially like PS3. But when I say PS3, they also had Xbox, PS2, PlayStation, every fucking console. They had thousands of games for all of them.
Atari, Sega Saturn.
They have so many that they're stacked too deep to the point where you have to dig through shit to find stuff, and they're jammed in all these cases, and there's piles of them everywhere. You can't really find half the stuff. They could sell all of them if they just drop their prices just a little bit.
Very many duplicates.
Very many do. And then like there's like I have a great laugh when you see Overwatch there, and you're like, well, this is worth nothing now.
Yeah, this is useless.
It's useless. It's not even the frisbee. It's garbage. But it was really good. I ended up buying like 10 plays.
I bought 3 PlayStation games, and I bought Frogger on Atari.
I'm like 20 games away from completing my Nintendo 64 collection, like completing. But they're all $40 to $80 to $150 to $200.
Conker's
I'm
Bad
not
Fur Day.
spending that much. I have Conker's Bad Fur Day. It's fine. Not only do I have Conker's Bad Fur Day, I brought it new when it first came out because there was so much media about how bad this game is for you. It was like the South Park of video games.
You had to go see the sunflower with the big titties, didn't you?
No, I had to go see the Great Singing Poo. Actually, it was the you have to get drunk and piss on the fire imps to put them out, and then when they get pissed off, they get in a big machine and they have giant brass bowl sack that you smack with a frying pan.
Yeah,
it was that scene that made my mother go, "We should buy this game." Anyway,
right.
I have it. It's worth $300 just loose. It's worth like 1,000 or something in a box sealed. I have it. And I also have a reproduction of it as well, so that if it ever dies, I can like keep the original.
That's good.
Not the point, but things like Mario Party and stuff like that, I don't have them. They're like $100, $200, $300 each. Just shit that's not even worth that much. But they just know, like Glover, it's like whatever, Space Station something or other, which is a Rockstar game before they made GTA.
It's a lot of them is games that are a little bit scarce.
Yeah. That's basically
That's
the only
what's
reason.
sold.
Yeah, it's not.
Or
that it's
they're
a good game.
beloved and people want to relive their childhoods, as is the case with the Mario games.
Well, no, but the thing with the Mario games, not the Mario Party games so much, but like Mario. So if you want Mario 64, easy, get it everywhere. You know why? Because they sold billions of copies. Same with Mario Kart. The problem is that in the shittier games, they sold fuck all copies. So there's fuck all cartridges out there.
Yes.
That's the problem. So it's like Conker's Bad Fur Day was an R18 plus game that didn't sell. Like, not many people brought it, but not only is it a 10 out of 10 rated game, 100%, there wasn't many copies sold. So it's rare as shit. But anyway, it's I'm hoping that it kind of balances itself out now that Nintendo's republishing and redoing a lot of games. So, like, all the Mario parties are now on Switch. GoldenEye's coming to Switch.
But at least that'll keep the nostalgia buyers happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So people aren't necessarily buying the games to play them because they've got the Switch versions to play, but collectors will have more chance of getting them.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But it's just such a pricey thing. Anyway.
Well, and Hunted also has not just games. They have collectibles of all kinds.
Yeah.
They have lots of shiny rocks. I love shiny rocks. Lots of witch stuff. So I did buy a spell book.
Lots of toys. And like when I say
lots of empty tin cans.
Toys from like the 50s and 60s, 70s and 80s, 90s. All the
also some anime statues.
Lots of anime shit. Anything that can be imported, drop shipped as well was there. Stuff like that.
There was a candy booth. It was like a booth filled with lollies.
It was like,
we didn't buy any.
There was like literally some guy went to his bedroom and like pulled everything out, put them in plastic tubs, and then just threw them in a corner in a big pile. Like, this is my
bag
booth.
Of floppy disks.
It had bags of Wii's, like an entire console in a Ziploc bag, and they're like $20 for a Nintendo Wii. I still say, like, if you have like a kid and you want to buy them a console, you can just buy them a fucking Nintendo Wii and Wii Sports and Mario Kart, and you're done. That'll
keep them entertained for a while.
And it'll be $30, $40, $50 in total, probably.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing's nuts, crazy.
I bought a spell book.
You did,
and then we went to I bought The Italian Job on PlayStation 1. I bought Monsters Inc. Scare Island on PlayStation 1 because I had a very nostalgic childhood with that game. And I bought Theme Park, which I'm not sure I may already have, but it was also on PlayStation 1, and Frogger on Atari.
So I think Theme Park's now becoming one of these games where we have the most copies of it. I think we have it on PS1. I think we have it on Super Nintendo. And
I think I have it on a cartridge of some kind.
On the Mega Drive, maybe.
Really, I'm looking for Theme Park World because that one was different.
Yeah, but it was good. There was a lot of games and stuff. Yeah, it was just a matter of trying to find the ones that we actually want at a decent price and buying them, which we just ran out of time at the end. It's just like we spent 3 hours there already. Like, we don't spend any more.
Yeah, and there was like a comic book collectible store around the corner as well. Absolute Comics. I don't know, something. And we thought it was closed because there was no windows and it was all dark and there was the garage door was closed.
Industrial section, like you just go down the back area and you fucking go through a door with back door and rock in, and it's full of comic books and art books and manga and pop vinyls.
It's good, and tabletop games. Yeah, it was neat.
Good.
Not a bad place. And then we ended up at a witch shop again. We found one very close to the house now, so I assume we'll be going there more often. So I can buy shiny rocks and other spell books and stuff for fun.
Yeah,
it's a good birthday.
That was good. I mean, the other highlight of the day is I found a public toilet from the.
Oh yes, you had an experience with a robot toilet.
It was a robot toilet. Yeah, it was just like a public toilet, like a normal one. You press a button and you go in. But then like press the button, it opens up. Go in, and the door like did like Star Wars style sealed behind me. And then you hear, "You have maximum of 10 minutes in this toilet." Blah blah blah. And then it starts playing fucking music, like loud music. Like you couldn't hear anyone or anything. I'm like, oh my God, hello? And then everything was like built in, like into the walls and stuff like that. And it's like weird signs and stuff. Use the toilet. And then once you are finished using the toilet, this is my favorite bit, is like the door will unlock, or what does it say? No, it says the toilet will flush at the point of which you either wash your hands or leave.
So people leave without washing their hands.
Like, excuse me, you should make that an option. You should make people wash your hands.
You should lock people in there until they wash their hands.
Lock them in. And if they try to get out, you filthy heathen.
We had one of those robot
You disgust
toilets.
me.
one of those robot toilets for years in my hometown. And one of the fun things about them is that when you're done and you leave and it closes the door behind you, it will actually turn the toilet into the wall and another toilet pops out.
Yeah, so I think
And it
this
will
one did the
sanitize
same
the whole
thing because
room.
there was a big sign that said that when time's up, or if this light starts flashing, leave immediately.
Yeah.
Like cleaning
Because
in
it's going to
progress.
spray down the whole room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was wild.
It's fun.
I've never had a music. Like it was like playing like loud music.
Elevator music to make you not shy.
I guess that's what it's there for, but
Yeah. So if you're somebody who can only poop to music, you're in luck. No need to bring your Bluetooth speaker.
crazy.
Mm.
But yeah, it was an interesting. It was a fun day out in general. We went a lot of places, did a lot of things. You got a new desk. You're no longer in a 1 meter.
Oh my God,
desk.
I had a terrible time building this desk yesterday. Oh, sweet Jesus. So for those who don't know, I spent the first year and a half in this house with a 1 meter wide desk in a corner. Recently, I came out of the corner and now I have a longer desk, which I built last night. It's the IKEA Alex drawers and tabletop. And
Also
I
known
was
as the
in
desk
pain.
that every cunt buys.
The desk that every cunt buys. I was in pain building this thing, but you know what? I'm happy now that it's done. I have more space. It's amazing what 40 centimeters can do to you. Yeah, and it's exciting. I feel more human now, so not in the corner and cramped.
Cramped.
Yeah, that's the way to put it.
Yeah, overall,
Busy day.
It's like I started to get flashbacks of PAX. I was starting to get so tired by then.
Yeah, me too. That was
Like, damn, we got to stop doing shit. I've already I've done a soft pencil in for sleeping.
I'll be going out, but have fun.
I've got a week off. I'm gonna go do stuff this week. I've got like a voucher to go. I'm gonna go to the movie.
Sure you are. I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, we gotta go see Black Adam Wednesday.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We're invited along from Warner Brothers, which was very, very kind of them. Turns out all that sucking up that I've been doing finally paying off. Either that or no one wants to see Black Adam. But I like to think it's the first one.
I think it's because we're cool.
It's because we're cool.
So.
It's definitely not because people don't want to see Black Adam.
Yeah.
I saw that Mr. Beast did a sponsored video for Black Adam.
That's concerning.
It's concerning. He just got like a heap of people to dress up like Black Adam and they just memes and shit. I just saw all the shorts and stuff. Like,
all right.
That's cool.
I gotta look at that.
I mean, they're definitely doing what they're getting paid to do.
Yep, he's fulfilling the contract.
Correct. Oh yeah, I honestly, I looked at Black Adam and went, this looks like a good movie. If it came out when they were originally going to bring it out in 2012.
I think it would have fucking popped off in 2012.
2012 probably would have popped
absolutely.
off.
Yeah, not so much.
CGI is probably better. But it's got, what's his name in it? So
The Rock?
No. Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan is in it? I'm fucking in on this movie now. I'm so excited.
He's the villain.
Oh my God, I love him. I love him so much. He's so good in Mamma Mia.
I knew you were going to fucking say that.
No, he's great.
He's good as James Bond.
He's good as James Bond. He's great in Mamma Mia.
God. But yeah, him alone in it's kind of good for me. Have you seen the Thomas Crown Affair?
No.
You should watch the Thomas Crown Affair.
What is that?
It's like Ocean's 11, but instead of being a casino, it's an art heist, and it's Pierce Brosnan.
I'm in. Let's do it.
It's good. It's a really good movie. I think I got it on DVD somewhere.
All right, we'll have to check it out.
But yeah.
I was just trying to see what other things that he's been in that I remember. He's been in so many things. He's a busy guy.
He's just a working man.
I remember he was in Percy Jackson and the Olympians as well. I think he was in, okay, I was just confirming. He's been in so much. He's in Mars Attacks.
Yeah, he plays one of the main characters in Mars Attacks.
He does, yeah.
That movie.
And Mamma Mia. Gotta watch Mamma Mia.
Mars Attacks is Tim Burton, yeah?
I do not know.
I think so. Because I'm pretty sure I went to the Tim Burton exhibit, and that's when I saw.
It is, yeah. It's Tim Burton.
Yeah, and they had all the Mars Attacks. They had little Mars men, little models and stuff there. It was weird, such a weird. Tim Burton, like they had the ACME, the Australian Centre for Moving Image here in Melbourne, did a Tim Burton exhibit, and they went through all his stuff. So like Edward's Beetlejuice, Batman. They had the Batman suit, OG Batman suit. And like all these drawings and storyboardings.
Is that Nipple Batman? That's Nipple Batman.
No. That's Josh Schumacher.
Okay.
Batman 1 and 2? Burton? I don't know if he did 2. Number 1 though was like when they trusted him to make Batman, he's like, I'm gonna make a duck, and they're like, hey though, and then he did it, and everyone's like, wow, that was really good.
Yeah.
Pretty much how it went down. It's keeping it at a high level there, but that's basically how it went down.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should wrap things up because we got shit to do.
Oh, it's late. Yeah. I got work tomorrow. I got to be an adult.
We had some technical difficulties, so we're recording this quite late, but that's okay. Shelby, people will find your TikToks and stuff at
Shellbunny94 on TikTok, Shellbunny_ on Twitter, Shellbunny on Twitch. That is 2 L's. Or, in this Discord, if you join the ZLB Discord through Twitter, I'm probably here.
Yeah, and ZLBpodcast everywhere for the latest on ZLB news and ZombiesLvBacon pretty much everywhere else for me. But thanks for listening. I hope you had a great PAX if you went to PAX. I hope you survived TwitchCon if you went to TwitchCon. If you went to Karen's, I don't even know why you're listening here. We're on different wavelengths. Don't go to Karen's.
And I hope you enjoyed Mamma Mia.
And yeah, if you want to get stepped on, contact Shelby.
Let me know. And if you're a KMART influencer, please tell me how you make your money.
Yeah, you know what? Even if you're not, tell me how you make your money.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Good night.